Welcome into this carrier update. I'm Tony Mulvey, joined by Donnie Gilbert. Donnie, look at a chart. I kind of mentioned it a little yesterday, but we're seeing that gap between contract rates, both on the van and reefer side, get a lot narrower than it's been throughout the past year, but it's still not in a normal state.
Yeah, so we've been pretty steady right through here. About, for a little bit over the last month and a half, they narrowed within 8 or 9 cents, and they're holding that. They're still about 9 cents apart. But we have the blue line here. This is a dry van. The green line is reefer, and these are contracted rates. Dry van is still more expensive than reefer, which should be the opposite. Reefer should be about 20, 25 cents a mile more expensive than dry van because the equipment, the maintenance for reefer is a lot more than it is for a dry van. So we're still waiting on this to normalize. I was hoping we might see, as this climbed up, this go down, they go ahead and cross back. But right now, they've been holding steady for the last, like I say, 45 days. Now, just to give you a comparison, these are your contracted rates. These are your spot rates. Minus fuel for both of them. So spot rates are down to 169. That's going to make it hard for anybody to operate. That's what we've been preaching the last several months. Reduce your exposure to the spot market. And this is why. So you had a lot of carriers that are just accepting, and eating up all the freight they can. Not as much as hitting the spot market. There's a lot of capacity in the spot market, and rates have tanked.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at the contract rate on the dry van side, right, at 254. Look at the spot rate, including fuel. What's it, 239? I mean,
Still,
so you're talking, what, 15 cents lower?
Yeah.
And that includes, I mean, that's the all-in rate versus a rate that still has a fuel surcharge on top of it. So, I mean, you're talking a very, I mean, you're looking at it here, almost $1 a mile difference when you're talking X fuel.
Let's bring the next chart here. This could get even worse. All right, well, we'll run through this one right quick here first. This is our daily. We're at 239 if you add fuel back in. The average is also at 239, but I want to get to this next chart after this one. So one more chart forward, and I want to see the 28-day prediction. This is where it's going to get rough right here, Tony. So we're back here. This is where we are. This red line is our predicted what's going to happen. So we might see it pick up. It's the end of the month. So if you haven't figured it out, it's the end of the month. Today, you need to push your rates up.
Yes.
So we'll see a little bit of an increase in rates they're calling for. Then they're going to start dropping and dropping. And somewhere around the middle of the month, we're talking about where we are now, we're talking 15 cents a mile, even lower. So we're taking, 155, 154 possibly for the spot rate without fuel. And that could accelerate some of these guys that are going to exit the market. And some of them have talked about and they have an exit plan. But I'm kind of curious, how's that plan going to work out? Because the longer this goes, the further we go into this market that's deteriorating like this, the lower the prices of used trucks are going to get.
Yep.
So if you're going to try and you're looking, hey, I got a $70,000 truck, well, by the time you make your decision, hey, I'm going to get out of this.
Absolutely.
It might be 50 or 40. So that could be very tough. So, but when we come back, Tony, we'll look at some dry van info and continue from there.
Awesome stuff. Thank you, Donnie. As always, right now we'll hand it over to Kaylee Nix.